The Marvel Universe has one of the most rich and extensive lores in modern entertainment. Its roster of characters expands far and wide, and without a doubt, there is a hero and a story for everyone. Iron Fist was created in the early 70s by Roy Thomas and Gil Kane, during a time period where martial art films were extremely popular in American pop culture. It was also during this time that Marvel was exploring new ground in storytelling and tackling important social issues. Although Iron Fist was not as popular as Spider-Man, the Avengers, or the Fantastic Four, he was able to survive the early years. By teaming up with Luke Cage, the Power Man, the Heroes for Hire duo went to gather a cult following who was devoted to keep their stories alive. It is in this context that the Marvel Netflix series have been able to grow and to expand, by bringing less known characters into the forefront and by giving them a place and a voice among the most recognizable of Marvel's superheroes. And it is in this context that we get the chance to review the second season of the Iron Fist. Is it better than the first one? Or just a missed opportunity? Well, let's get ready to find out. For starters, this season is more action-packed than the first. The choreography has a more natural feel to it. Not only we get to see the Iron Fist in action, but also the supporting cast. There are very entertaining and believable fights throughout. The partnership between Colleen Wing and Misty Knight as the Daughters of the Dragon is set in motion. They definitely work great together on screen. Their interactions were some of the most enjoyable of the show. Because of this, women characters, whether good or bad, are put at the center stage. This may surprise or even infuriate those who would accuse the show of pandering to feminists and their supporters. But nonetheless, it works great within the premises of the story. This season also deals with emotional aspects. Surprisingly, it turns unlikable characters into likable ones. I found this refreshing. As we all know, life challenges are more complex than just good versus evil or right versus wrong. One of the biggest benefits of having 10 episodes instead of 13 is that it allows for the show to flow more naturally and more rapidly. The previous format was a chore to watch at times, bogged down by unnecessary and boring dialogue. The new format makes the show a whole lot more entertaining. Two of the biggest lessons of the show are the power of words and moral responsibility. Words can shape the future. They can build and they can destroy. We have a moral obligation towards those around us, those seeking validation and an example to live by. Doing nothing is not an option when we have the power to turn the tide. Although Finn Jones does a great job personifying Danny Rand, his character on screen is a bit clueless, headstrong, and naive. This allows for other characters to flourish, but it affects the way his character is perceived. In the comics, Iron Fist is not only a martial art expert, but also a composed and wise warrior. Davos is a formidable opponent. However, he is a one-dimensional character. The show attempts to make him relatable, but it falls short on that quest. You know his intentions and the reasons behind his actions, but not necessarily feel connected to him. In that regard, the Kingpin and the Purple Man were better villains in the end. As I mentioned before, this season is geared towards bringing women to the main stage. Although good for some, it is also a point of contention for others. Personally, I don't mind exploring other characters in this rich universe. But I found this ingenious to watch a show that is less about the character on the title screen and more about everyone else's story. After all, I came to watch the Iron Fist and not the development of his partners. Overall, this is a good show. It is not groundbreaking, but it reinforces the foundation set on the first season. Contrary to popular belief, I found the first season more enjoyable. But nonetheless, this is a great continuation of what was previously established. It fixes some of the weakest points of the story while opening new routes for future outcomes. At this point, Netflix is taking bold steps knowing that it has gold in its hands. The possibilities from now on are endless. As the yin and yang, It is just a matter of finding the right balance. Final score, 7.5 out of 10.